Welcome, dear listener, to our exploration of the spiritual meanings of being rejected. Rejection, though often perceived as purely negative, holds profound spiritual significance and opportunities for growth. Today, we will unravel these layers, understanding how each rejection we encounter can be a gateway to deeper self-awareness and spiritual evolution. Let us begin by considering the first profound lesson rejection teaches us: the art of detachment. In our lives, we often form attachments to outcomes, people, and ideas about how things should be. However, spiritual growth calls for detachment, not from caring or loving, but from the strict outcomes we envision. When we face rejection, whether it's in our personal relationships, professional endeavors, or even creative pursuits, it confronts these attachments head-on. It forces us to question why we hold them so tightly and whether they serve our highest good. In the face of rejection, you might feel a storm of emotions: sadness, anger, confusion. These are natural, yet beneath these emotions lies a question: what is it about this rejection that affects me deeply? Often, it is not the person or the opportunity itself, but what they represent to our sense of self-worth and identity. This leads us to a crucial realization: our self-worth need not be tied to external validation or specific outcomes. True spiritual freedom comes when our inner value is anchored deeply within ourselves, impervious to the fleeting judgments of the external world. Now consider this: how might your life change if you viewed each rejection not as a personal failure, but as a signal redirecting you to a path more aligned with your soul's purpose? It's an invitation to trust that the universe has your back, steering you away from what is not meant for you, towards what is truly yours. This perspective shift is empowering. It transforms the pain of rejection into the peace of acceptance, knowing that every no leads you closer to a yes that resonates more deeply with your true self. Moving deeper into the spiritual journey, rejection teaches us about resilience and the unfolding of our spiritual fortitude. Each time we are rejected, we face a choice: to fall into despair or to rise with renewed strength. The latter is not about denying the pain, but about embracing it as a catalyst for growth. Here lies the wisdom of transformation. As we heal from the wounds of rejection, we don't just put ourselves back together as we were. We rebuild ourselves stronger, more aligned with our inner truth, and more resilient against the ebb and flow of external opinions. Resilience is not inherent. It is forged in the fires of challenges like rejection. As you move forward from a place of non-attachment and self-worth, ask yourself, how can I use this experience to reinforce my resilience? How can I cultivate a spirit that not only survives but thrives in the face of rejection? Now, let us explore the practical side of these insights. Begin by observing your reactions to rejection. Notice the immediate thoughts and emotions that surface. Instead of pushing them away, welcome them with compassion. Sit with them, understand them. This practice of mindful observation detaches you from knee-jerk reactions and creates space for introspective learning. From this space, gradually shift your perspective to see rejection as guidance, an opportunity to reassess and realign with your most authentic path. This shift won't happen overnight, but each step taken is a step towards spiritual maturity. As we conclude this first part of our exploration, reflect on the spiritual practice of detachment and the transformative power of seeing rejection as redirection. How might these insights shift your experience the next time you face rejection? The mirror of self-discovery. As we delve deeper into the spiritual implications of rejection, we approach our second profound lesson: rejection as a mirror of self-discovery. This concept invites us to look beyond the superficial sting of being turned away and to use the experience as a reflective tool for personal and spiritual growth. When we experience rejection, it often feels intensely personal. It can trigger a cascade of self-doubt and critical self-analysis. However, within this reflective process lies a golden opportunity for self-discovery. The feelings and thoughts that rejection stirs within us can reveal much about our inner landscape, our fears, desires, and hidden wounds. It's like holding up a mirror to our soul, showing us not just who we are, but who we might become. Let's explore this further. When rejected, you might ask, "What's wrong with me?" This question, while arising from pain, can be gently transformed into a more empowering inquiry. What can I learn about myself through this experience? This shift in questioning doesn't just seek to find fault. It opens a pathway to deeper self-understanding and healing. Imagine rejection as a teacher who points out the areas of our life that need more attention or development. Perhaps it highlights a need for more self-love, or it uncovers a hidden resilience. Maybe it reveals where we've been compromising too much of our true self in a relationship or job. Each of these revelations is invaluable. They guide us to live more authentically, more aligned with our true essence. The process of turning inward in the wake of rejection can also illuminate our shadow selves, those parts of us that we prefer to keep hidden from the world. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist, emphasized the importance of acknowledging and integrating the shadow self for complete individuation, a concept deeply resonant with spiritual growth. By confronting and understanding these darker aspects, we become more whole, more grounded, and spiritually mature. Now, consider how you might apply this insight practically. Start by creating a safe space for self-reflection after experiencing rejection. This could be a quiet evening at home, a walk in nature, or journaling. Use this time to ask yourself reflective questions. What feelings does this rejection bring up for me? What might be the deeper significance of these feelings? Are there patterns in my life where similar feelings have surfaced? This practice not only soothes the immediate hurt, but also cultivates deeper self-awareness and wisdom. Moreover, engaging in meditation can further facilitate this inward journey. Meditation helps quiet the mind's chatter and clears emotional turmoil, making it easier to see the underlying messages of our experiences. As you meditate, focus on cultivating a compassionate attitude towards yourself. This compassion is crucial, as it allows you to explore your vulnerabilities without judgment, fostering a nurturing environment for growth. As we near the end of this part of our exploration, think about the last time you felt rejected. Reflect on what it might have been trying to show you about yourself. Did it reveal any desires you were ignoring, or perhaps a strength you didn't know you had? In conclusion, rejection holds up a mirror to our deepest selves, inviting us to look inward and discover truths we might have overlooked. It encourages us to grow, to heal, and to emerge stronger and more aligned with our spiritual path. The alchemy of emotional liberation. As we venture further into our exploration of the spiritual meanings behind rejection, we encounter our third profound lesson, the alchemy of emotional liberation. Rejection, while often painful, holds the potential to catalyze significant emotional and spiritual release. This process is akin to alchemy, where base metals are transformed into noble ones. Similarly, the raw emotions of rejection can be transmuted into valuable lessons of freedom and inner peace. Let's delve into how rejection often triggers deep-seated emotions. These are not just reactions to a current event, but are frequently tied to older, unresolved feelings. For instance, a rejection from a loved one might evoke feelings of unworthiness that stem from early childhood experiences. This layering of emotions can make the experience of rejection feel overwhelming, but also provides a rich terrain for deep emotional healing. The first step in this alchemical process is to fully acknowledge and accept these emotions. This acceptance does not mean resignation, but rather recognizing your feelings without judgment. It involves understanding that your emotions are valid responses to your experiences and that they deserve attention and compassion. By doing so, you open the door to healing and eventually to emotional liberation. Now let's consider the transformative potential of this acceptance. When you allow yourself to feel your emotions fully, you start to understand their origins and what they are communicating about your needs and boundaries. This understanding is crucial because it leads to emotional clarity, where you no longer hold on to emotions that do not serve your spiritual growth. You begin to release old patterns and beliefs that have been limiting you, such as the belief that your worth depends on others' acceptance. Moreover, this process of emotional liberation is deeply empowering. It shifts your perception from seeing rejection as something that diminishes you to viewing it as an opportunity to reclaim your emotional autonomy. You start to see that you have the power to choose how you respond to rejection, and this choice is a profound exercise of your freedom. To facilitate this liberation, engage in practices that help you process and release emotions. Techniques such as deep breathing, mindfulness meditation, or expressive writing can be incredibly effective. These practices help you stay present with your emotions, providing the space and tranquility needed to process them healthily and constructively. Additionally, consider the role of forgiveness in the alchemy of emotional liberation. Forgiveness here does not just refer to others, but also to oneself. It involves letting go of the self-recrimination for being rejected and the blame we might place on others for causing us pain. This forgiveness is liberating because it frees you from the weight of negative emotions and allows you to move forward with greater peace and spiritual clarity. As we wrap up this segment of our journey, reflect on how embracing your emotions in the face of rejection can lead to profound emotional and spiritual freedom. How might your life change if you viewed each rejection as an opportunity to learn more about your emotional self and to practice the art of emotional alchemy? The gateway to spiritual renewal. In our concluding exploration of the spiritual dimensions of rejection, we reach the pinnacle of our journey, understanding rejection as a gateway to spiritual renewal. This final lesson encapsulates the transformative power of rejection, portraying it not merely as an endpoint of disappointment but as a profound beginning of renewal and deeper spiritual alignment. Spiritual renewal following rejection involves a rebirth of sorts, a shedding of old skins and a blossoming into a more spiritually mature self. This process is deeply personal and can manifest in various forms, depending on one's individual experiences and spiritual path. The essence, however, remains constant. Rejection invites us to reset our spiritual compass and align more closely with our true purpose and values. Embracing a new vision. In the aftermath of rejection, there is often a void left behind, a space previously filled with hopes, expectations, and dreams related to the desired outcome. While initially painful, this void represents fertile ground for new growth. It is an opportunity to re-envision your life's direction, to ask yourself what truly matters and how you can live more authentically in alignment with your spiritual values. During this phase, consider engaging in visioning exercises. These can include meditation focused on envisioning your ideal future, journaling about your core values and how they can be more fully expressed, or even creating a vision board that represents your new aspirations. These activities help crystallize a new path forward, one that is chosen consciously and reflects your true self. Learning from the past, building for the future. With spiritual renewal also comes the wisdom gained from past experiences. Every rejection, while a closed door, also provides insightful lessons about our journey. Reflecting on these lessons isn't about dwelling on the past, but about understanding and utilizing these insights to forge a stronger, more resilient spiritual path. Ask yourself, what has this rejection taught me about my needs, my boundaries, and my deepest desires? How has it clarified who I am and what I stand for? This reflection is crucial for building a future that not only avoids past mistakes, but also moves boldly towards a life of greater fulfillment and spiritual integrity. Cultivating resilience and openness. A key component of spiritual renewal is resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks and continue moving forward with an open heart and mind. This resilience is fostered not through denial of pain or disappointment, but through a deep engagement with these experiences, allowing them to teach us and strengthen our spiritual fortitude. Furthermore, openness is essential. After experiencing rejection, there's a tendency to close off as a protective measure. However, true spiritual renewal requires staying open to new possibilities, even when risk is involved. It means trusting in the spiritual journey and being receptive to where it leads, even if it's not where you initially intended to go. Integration into daily life. Finally, integrate these insights and changes into your daily life. Spiritual renewal should not be confined to moments of deep contemplation, but should permeate your everyday actions and decisions. This might mean changing how you interact with others, pursuing new opportunities that align more closely with your spiritual values, or simply adopting a more mindful approach to your daily routine. As we conclude this exploration, consider how rejection has acted as a gateway to your own spiritual renewal. Reflect on the ways you have grown, the insights you have gained, and how you can continue to use these lessons to live a more spiritually aligned life. Rejection, therefore, is not just an end but a profound beginning. It offers a unique and powerful opportunity for spiritual renewal, prompting us to reevaluate, learn, and ultimately transform. Embrace this gateway with courage and hope, and let it lead you to a richer, more fulfilling spiritual existence.